Welcome to our YouTube channel. This is Jim from RV4x40.com, and we're going to do another episode today and cover some details about the roads you're going to run into on the way to and in Alaska. That's one of the questions we get is, how bad are the roads? Are they really all that bad? And I'd like to kind of answer that question for you with some disclaimers. First of all, the video here was shot with a dash cam, which is not the greatest video in the world, so please pardon the quality of what we're going to show you, but it's kind of the best I've got at this point. What you will see is there are various ways that things are marked on the roads that are under construction. A lot of that is due to frost heaves. What happens in the paved roads up there especially is the water will get under the road, and then you have these deep heavy freezes with temperatures well below freezing, and that causes the road surface to buckle and swell up and down, and so you get bumps in the road. A lot of those are marked, and occasionally you'll find some of them that aren't marked, so you want to be careful about all of that. What I'll show you in the video is some of the various markers that are used. You notice most of these are orange colored as opposed to the yellow permanent signs. That theoretically means these are construction projects or temporary situations, so I didn't actually see any yellow signs up there, but a lot of orange ones as we went both through Canada and into Alaska. And so what I'll show you some of the different markings you might find. They were not particularly well marked in a lot of cases, but they are marked. And unfortunately, there are some of them that are not marked, so you always have to be careful. One of the tricks I learned was to watch the white line if it's painted on the right-hand side of the lane, because that will give you a waviness, which is, you kind of learn to recognize that after a while, I guess. But it's not exactly obvious, and that will help you find things that aren't marked with the orange signs or cones or flags. They use all of those different techniques. We did have one situation where we came on some construction, and I didn't realize that part of the construction was a very quick drop off. The pavement went like this and basically had a vertical drop. It was probably about 6 inches, but it seemed like 6 feet at the time. We're traveling in a 40-foot, 33,000 pound motorhome with a 5,000 Jeep behind it, so we're on the heavier side of a lot of the rigs that are up there. And what happened was we hit this at about 35, 40 miles an hour and had just a complete drop. When we stopped for the evening that night, we found that in our closet, which goes across the back of the motorhome, every single item that was on a hanger was off of the rail that the hanger sit on, and all just in a jumble in the bottom of the closets. That was a surprise. No big deal. Nothing was damaged, but we did have to do a lot of picking up and rehanging of stuff in that closet. So here's our quick video of what you might see in terms of road signs, road warnings that you want to be careful about as you travel these roads into northern Canada and into Alaska. This is the first road sign. It was actually kind of new to me, but it's basically 3 bumps, and it indicates there is a rough road ahead. You'll see these in a lot of different places. And you'll often see these combined with a reduced speed sign. In this particular case, they're using flags to mark the spots in the road you want to avoid. And here you can see one, and you can watch the camera bounce as the RV goes through it. Typically, you may also see some of these speed signs. That really tells you aren't out of the area yet where the rough road continues. They may or may not have those repeating. You never know. It's not done in any particularly consistent way in different spots on different rough conditions. You can watch as we go down here, and you'll see additional flags marking spots, and you can watch the RV bounce as we go through those. You'll also see later on, I like to keep the dash cam running. You'll see the RV bounce, and there are no flags or other warning signs at those particular places. So the marking is at best inconsistent, and you need to be aware pretty much all the time of what's going on in the road in front of you. It's not a time to be driving when you're tired and not able to pay close attention to the road. And here we have another section of roads without any warning signs before you get there, but there are flags marking rough spots in the road. So you need to keep your eyes peeled somewhat down the road and be prepared to slow down when you see any indication of a rough spot in the road. There is no rhyme or reason to how the flags are marked, how rough the spots are. And here's an example with a warning flag on one side, but no flag at the other end of it to tell you you're past it. So again, be cautious. This is a construction site where they're rebuilding a bridge, and it has a stoplight on both ends of it. If you look carefully at the bottom of the stoplight, you will see a countdown timer. So it does give you some indication of how long you're going to sit there. They can be anywhere from a few seconds to a few minutes when you run into these situations. This is another type of warning sign placed alongside the road. We saw them use flags, we saw them use these signpost types of things, and we also saw them use orange safety cones. Anything they can do to mark the spot in the road, just be careful that they are not consistent. Well, there you have our quick tutorial on the roads and the markings that you might see to mark some of the bad spots in the roads. Typically, you're going to find a fair number of unpaved roads, graveled roads. Those actually don't seem to have as many problems with the potholes and the heaves as the paved roads do. But you have the situation where in wet weather, those dirt gravel roads can be very, very slippery. And in dry seasons, dry times, in just a matter of days, they dry out and can be very, very dusty. So you have to watch your speed in both cases. And it is driving on gravel roads in some cases, so there's more debris, there's more chances of having a rock chip, especially if you're towing something behind you. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it gave you some information which will be useful on your trip up into the frozen north. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe to our channel and see more videos, click on the subscribe button down below. And once you're subscribed, there's a little bell icon. If you click on that, you'll be sent an email every time we post a new video on the channel. In the meantime, enjoy your travels through America. Keep her between the ditches as you join us on the highways and byways of America.